Oh, caught red-handed.
Oh, melted.
Oh man, I think it's so much better melted. I think we should have a vote on
I had
that.
a little milk.
Fresh out of the shop. I mean, oven.
All right, so last time we were at the track, you just got kicked out, and really we were all over the truck, all under the truck.
Had the bed off and hosed
Fuel
it down.
system, dude, everything. No dirt anywhere in sight. However,
Dirt, but I hosed it off.
all right, some of you guys had mentioned something that the dirt might be in a certain place, so let's go check. We definitely appreciate communicating with you guys because oftentimes you have just, I gotta say, fantastic suggestions.
Something we don't think about. Yeah, Black Betty.
Bam,
Bam-a-lam.
Jinx. Threw me a donut.
Pretty clean.
It is pretty clean. However,
they said under it.
oh, there it is.
Oh, it smells.
Look, there's a flat tire happening.
Oh wait, dude, you got a bunch more too. There's a bunch more screws and stuff back there. Definitely not something that we ever think about.
That's how you pull these out too, because they're under the bed rails. So it's lift up in the center, those screws, and they'll pop right out.
Keep getting a whiff of that.
You learn something every day.
It's not coming my way.
It's strong.
From under?
Yeah, from under the bed liner.
If you guys are ever going to the track with your trucks and they get on you for something like that, at least check under your bed liner before you go. All right, fellas, so there is the, that's the one that put the hurting down though. However, I'm probably going to be getting a lot of hurt now. Georgie,
Street tires on Laz's truck.
yeah,
A little gear reduction.
definitely need to do some upgrades on some wheels and tires, and yeah, we need to get this thing looking a little bit better.
Go in the bottom end, I'm coming after you. Start
Yeah,
in the bottom end, I'm gonna have to
I'm thinking about it. Peel is working on a low buck forged motor.
Oh,
We'll
my
see.
goodness.
Low buck forward.
Yeah. Is there such thing?
In the diesel world, I don't really think so, but working on it.
Diesel world is,
Hand-me-downs and, you know, scrap pieces. That's kind of what we're looking at. So,
We're gonna
all right.
drop some more weight somewhere.
Before we get on Cater Tot, I actually saw this car on 1320. I'm like, man, I tuned that car like a couple weeks ago. That's pretty wild, but it's actually back. We're doing some more stuff to it.
Actually, Bruce Wayne's Miata.
It is.
Batman.
We're going to be doing some tuning on the E85 on this thing, and I'm going to maybe do some pulls. We might have that in the video. But in the meantime, we're working on Cater Tot, trying to get some stuff done. So we were kind of mid-project there, so let's actually get back to that. Oh. A little snack. Oh,
A little snack.
they're soft in this.
Donut chocolate.
Oh, man.
All right, guys. We got two nice big score marks right here. We're gonna cut this intercooler out of here. It can come off, but we gotta take the intake manifold off, and it's kind of a pain in the butt, and it has to be welded up anyways. So why not just cut it? Perfect. Yeah, she got smashed in pretty good right there. You get a good look. That's tough.
You see his weld ripped right here?
Yeah, she had a spill. Oh. Well, we're getting our intercooler, bringing it over here to Ben. Harass him a little bit. Get this thing welded up. There's old Jack stand.
Hey,
Oh, the whole gang.
Hey.
Three Stooges. Hey, pal.
Hey.
Came here looking for some help.
Alright.
You got the bandana on and you got the boots on.
Yeah.
I figured you were the guy. German said just weld it up.
That's what he said, so I'm gonna plate it, and we're gonna have to cut this off a little bit. We're gonna have to take these fans off too. See how it's cracked all down there?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to pretty much take this off and get all in there.
Oh, we got a little dent on there. That's what I'm talking about. Real American man over here. Man, that's a nice toolbox you got here, pal. A little Thursday action. You're already breaking a sweat, man. You didn't even start
Dude, I
yet.
already changed the shirt today. So hot.
Figured I'd bring it 2 pieces at a time. That way I take 2 trips. Don't have to do as much hard work over there. Gonna have to give that a little tappity tap.
Let's hear Let's flip this around. Let's hear a quote of the day, dude. Quote of the day,
dude. When the sun is shining and the turbo's spooling, keep on grinding and just keep cooling.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I'm a poet and I didn't even know it, man.
And there's a bunch of aluminum in there, which is one thing I want to make sure we really wash this out, clean it out, whatever.
Yeah.
Because when I grind this, it will shoot little bits of crap in there, and we don't want to end up with problems.
But this tail light thing was busted. It was just dangling down. Then we got some of the wires figured out. We took had that thing painted up for you.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Make
so much better.
Coated.
We went through some more of the wiring.
But yeah, I was gonna touch some wires and see what you guys see back there, trying to figure out which one's which.
Oh, as far as the lights and stuff.
Ripped out of place, you know.
Yeah, the front lights are on. Looks good.
You gotta appreciate how clear they are now too.
Yeah, I've never. I mean, I don't think I've ever really had new headlights on anything. That's probably the best looking part of the whole thing right now.
You got a label maker, so you're actually marking all those?
That's reverse, but it's only the left rear. All right, so we got to do a little bit more cleaning up on our throttle body and LS1 throttle body right there. We got to heat this and get that to attach. Now we don't have our tabs right now. Yeah, so Ben welded this up. I haven't even seen it, honestly. That looks so much better. So this is a precision core. We didn't want to have to replace it, and it's such a purpose-built piece. Everything was there, it just needed to be tweaked. So yeah, Ben fixed up that nasty broken part that we had there, and hopefully we should be good to go.
We ordered a V-band, a little aluminum V-band put there so we can pop it off, pop it on when you need it. Oh yeah, the wires for that too, that's good now. Dang airplanes we're trying to film.
All right, fellas, we're going to take a couple minutes here, and I want to show you this Miata. It is wild. I mean, this thing, apparently these guys just took this to some like global time attack thing, and as the guy that brought the car said, decimated the competition. He's like, there wasn't even anybody close, and I was like, wow, that's really cool to know. I had no idea. And I'd seen the car, I think it was like 5 or 6 months ago, and I'm glad that they really did well with it. However, now it came back with a ported intake manifold, and they want to try it on E85. It also has a different throttle body. We did a baseline pull on it. It didn't really change the power from what it was, but check this out.
Has one loud unit.
His own laptop. So basically, we're going to keep this file, and then we're going to do the E.
So we just changed to E85, and I made the first pull, and it was like crazy rich because it wasn't totally blended yet. So basically, we're doing another pull, and it cleaned up a bit. So let's see what it does here. Hopefully, it has the right air fuel.
Whoa.
Wheel horsepower out of a 3.6 NA, out of a what you would consider an otherwise throwaway 6 Camaro motor. I mean, it's good job, sir.
341.
341. Now, what absolutely fascinates me about this whole project with this car is the fact that this is a 3.6 liter motor. This is like Porsche type stuff that you could throw in. It's basically a small little V6 motor, and it's making V8 power now. It's a small, compact, ultralight little motor, and it is very, very potent. And we ended up making 347 wheel horsepower, and I think it was like 291 pound-feet of torque, all said and done. So it gained about 20 wheel horsepower, and I think it was about maybe 18 pound-feet of torque or so. What a little beast, man. My Miata is vastly different than this thing, but this thing would absolutely tear mine up, you know, around a road course. Hope you guys enjoyed. So guys, we got a new shirt available for pre-order. It's something that you hear us say very frequently. It's pretty much one of our mottos that we do whenever we get in a jam, and it's not something that's just car related. Anytime through whatever adversity in crazy times like this, that's what we're doing, is we are adapting and overcoming. We also listen to a number of concerns of what you guys have said, and that many of you guys are like, man, I love your shirts, but I just can't do black. Well, this is the shirt right here, because this one, at least in Florida, I'm looking forward to wearing that shirt without getting roasted in the sun. So guys, please check out that link in the description below. That shirt is available for pre-order for a very limited amount of time. Let's get on with the video. George, what happened to my steering wheel?
Well, our boy Brandon over here got that thing yanked out of there. We got this one-of-a-kind off-road electronic power steering from our buddy Harvey over at Affordable Off-Road Electronic Power Steering.
That's
.com.
This Miata. All right, let me just share a piece of wisdom here. Please learn from my mistake here. This thing came with power steering. I took the power steering off because they said, hey, it would be a better sensation for the true driver, and when you're doing a road course thing, it will destroy and torture you after trying to drive this for a long time on a depowered power steering. So that's what we've done. And realistically, the best solution is unit right here. So this is very much the same type of thing what we did with our S10, and it made a night and day difference. You remember how bad?
Oh my god.
It was horrible.
Horrible. That big old road racing tire.
Yeah. The bigger the tire that you put on the front, obviously the more difficult it is to navigate that thing around. And if you're trying to do road course stuff, even some roundy round like what I did over at Showtime right here, I was dying after like 10 laps. I was just like, it was like doing a shoulder workout with a lot more weight than you're used to, and
the good
I was
thing
sore
about
next
this,
day.
you have the little dial.
Potentiometer. Yep.
Jinx again. And if you wanted to get the driver feel, turn it all the way down, man. Because on the S10, it's like you turn it all the way down. I mean, it helps still, which you need, and it barely does anything. But when you turn that baby all the way up, it's like actually it doesn't make any noise because it's electronic. Doesn't leak.
Pretty awesome. Well, how's it been so far?
Not bad. Couple rivet screws that are factory that you have to drill out, then back out, but nothing bad.
Yeah, I told him he didn't need the turn signals and stuff anymore, just breaking off the camera. But he's like, I don't know.
All right, so the X factor here was, since when we put the cage in this, we really didn't know what had been modded. I mean, Ben had done a lot of modifications to the steering column, but really it looks like...
Yeah, it seems like it's going to bolt right up, really. I mean, maybe a little tiny bit of drill and a couple holes, but nothing too crazy, even though I think we got a whole new dash bar now, right? Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, even then, it's still going to be pretty good. Yeah, so if you got a race car and you're thinking about doing some power steering, look how easy this is. This is like, I think this is like a keyed on power. These two go to your little potentiometer, and this is a ground. Everything else plugs in. This is a heavy duty power. That's it. 2 powers, 2 grounds, and the switch.
You could probably do this in a couple hours on, you know, if you're a newbie at it, but he's like, I could probably do it in an hour if you become seasoned to it. So I was like, heck yeah, dude, that sounds great. Because we were curious if this was going to be like a big, long job. The S10 was a little bit different. This is so much more simplified, but I think this is going to be night and day different driving experience with that thing. So I cannot wait for that thing to get in there. All right.
Oh!
What? Whoa!
Yeah, look.
All right, hold on. I'm excited now. What? Oh, hell yes, dude. I didn't know that came in. That's great.
Yeah, I know. And a big old windshield sticker.
Oh, sweet, man.
Good. I'm so glad you're here. I've been dying to open this up.
All right, so Monster Clutch has been incredibly supportive to us, and we definitely believe that they have the absolute best product. We had been installing for years, well before we even started this whole YouTube thing. George, you probably did a couple
Monster Clutches before it was cool. And they always send you the cool stickers. I got them all over my toolbox.
So yeah, we got a Monster Clutch in Uncle Sam. We got a Monster Clutch in our S10.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mike Wazowski. All right.
Oh, dude, that looks good.
Brand spanking new.
Last time we had this at the track, we've been having some clutch issues. Pin fell out on our diff. You guys saw that before. Let's look at the bad one before we look at our Monster here. Darn near probably the most amount of hot spots that I probably, that's up there, man. That's
pretty rough.
There. So yeah, let's look at the other disc too, though.
On the inside.
Ooh.
So this one's real thin. It really took a whooping. It is so bad.
Let's look at the other side there too, man. This was designed for a different application. We made it work, and it worked for a while. No longer the power of what we have and the abuse that I'm giving it, and that's where we're putting our faith in that monster clutch. All right, and so they do match the slave to the application right here.
Yep, they got Monster Clutch sends you all these brand new factory bolts because they're machined down a little bit otherwise.
Look at
so
that.
you don't have that little contact situation that we had on the last clutch. There's 6 of them in there. And it was even built by MP and checked by EV. I don't know both those guys, but I know their initials. Oh, it's so shiny. Look at the little Mike Wazowski on there. I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching. Look at that.
Hey, we got a couple other little tricks up our sleeve here. We're going to revisit this a little bit later. It is so awesome to be able to have what we believe is the best in the business going in this car. You know, we're probably going to be turning it up here in a little bit, but we'll have to talk about that a little later. Can't wait for this thing to be rolling.
Some kind of mods, power adders.
Potentially.
Dude, so anyways, Monster sent us in. Dang, what is that? A 427 with big old column 2650 built by Fasterproms? First place winner in 1050 class? Must be. All right, look at this. Monster sent us this worksheet so you can get all your measurements. Very simple instructions. Get your measurements. That way you can shim that thing perfecto mundo.
Which really resulted in why we have so much hot spots on that clutch, honestly.
As you can see here, during installation I realized that there's a 4-inch gap here between hole to hole and a 3-inch here. And this is also sitting about 1.5 inches higher than prior to electronic power steering modification. So we're going to cut off this bracket and add this bracket.
We have got our little tab here. All we gotta do, weld it with our HTP welder. Running like a champ. Crank this baby down. All right, wish me luck. I'm not really qualified for this. Can't put it on upside down the first time. It's probably bad luck.
You gotta always check your fitment and clearance on brake caliper, which does not look good.
Does not look good, dude.
Because once you mount a tire up on a rim, you can't return it. So that's crazy. That's a 15 that's on there, and this is a 15.
We got our brakes kind of tied up out of the way right here. We got them skinnies, and we need some longer wheel studs. What we're gonna do, we're gonna pop these babies out real quick so we can get them swapped out. All right, now we gotta get our new wheel studs in there. These babies are nice and tight on there, so we gotta get it just right. Nice and straight. Grab one of them wheels, man. Let's see how the unit fits on here.
So we are losing the hub centric, but we're gonna possibly see if some ET lug nuts will fit, and that would help center it a little bit better. Offset's gonna be good. Space out the wheel a little bit because the offset on the 15-inch wheel and the road course brakes on this car, get that lightweight big brake system on it, wasn't quite clearing.
Little Ripper 5000 right here. Putting on that gripper clutch right there. Before we actually get back to that though, I don't even think we showed these totally on yet, but dude, took your advice. So glad that I did, because they look so mean.
Honda wheels look good.
Hell yeah,
put
dude.
them on a good car.
Yeah, man. So I mean, and again, these were James's rears right there, and he said, hey, just go ahead and get the fronts, and I was like, you know, that's a great idea.
They match. You know, looks good.
All right, so this is our built T56 that we've had. We went through everything, and
you can get a good look at that there monster clutch in there.
sorry,
Got
yes,
this
sir.
thing shimmed out just how it needs to be. Got our hoses transferred over, and yeah, cooking with Crisco now, man. All we gotta do is slap her in there, bolt it up, put our shifter on.
It's gonna be a completely different car, like night and day.
Yeah,
for sure.
This clutch is gonna be so sick.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, clutch aside, you know, the wheel and tire package that's gonna be I'm really, really stoked about that. So just a little massaging of the front brakes and a little bit more spacer.
Wheel studs on there.
That's pretty much been the story of just about everything that we've been doing. It's like we've been having to put longer wheel studs on everything. Uncle Sam, S10, yeah, had to learn the hard way on that one. And George, every time I look back at that video, I just about pee myself.
What?
Laughing so hard when the wheel came off and all that. We're like laughing like we just cheated death. You're like,
It's funny, I guess.
I mean, yeah.
I laugh when I get nervous.
Yeah.
It's a gift and a curse.
With the monster clutch, and I mean, we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, is that they give you a very straightforward method of how to be able to get the shimming just right.
Yeah, you take measurement A, measurement B, A minus B, get you your number. You want to be between, you know, whatever numbers they tell you, X and B.
I think it was 200 thousandths, right? Is we wanted to be
between 60 and 200.
Okay, between 60 and 200
We're
thousandths.
up there. We're at about 189, but
okay,
even still, we are.
That's good to go. All right, so George wanted to show me something. We were like 99% done with the steering install, as well as we got the clutch all in. Everything is ready to go. And you guys will have to wait till the next video because you'll understand why we are still waiting to take this thing for a test ride. That's a bad mamma jamma. So the only thing we're missing right there is the top trim piece.
We got our little dial in there.
Oh yeah, that looks pretty easy. One finger. All right, so let's see it all the way down. Let's see if you can one finger it.
You can hear it click once it like there. Crank it up.
That's so awesome. That looks really easy. Yeah, there you go.
Dude.
Definitely couldn't do that before.
No way.
Dude, even pushing this thing around, it was a labor. So whatever you guys are deciding to build, race car, whatever, and you want to be able to do a very affordable power steering setup, this is definitely the way to go. Check it out, affordable off-road electric power steering.
You want me to fire it up? Ready to hurt some feelings.
So guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This has been an awesome, well, couple days that it took to put this video together here. We're working on 3 different cars at the same time, and it's awesome how each one is really, we're turning the game up on all these cars. So I'm really, really excited to see this. I love deadlines and hate them also at the same time.
I don't know, you love them and love them and love them. Create them, squeeze them in a little tighter.
I think in the end result, we're always happy with pretty much how this always turns out. So, well,
always getting the job done.
Good job, guys.
Not always right, but close enough. Just kidding, guys.
All right, well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. God bless you guys. We'll see you next episode.